I remember the joy of walking into Chuck E. Cheese, the smell of pizza in the air, and the sound of arcade games. What happened to this once thriving empire? In its heyday, Chuck E. Cheese was more than a restaurant. It was an experience, a place where kids could run wild while parents could sit back, relax, and maybe even join in the fun. The genius of its business model was in its fusion of food, entertainment, and family fun. It was a place where children's dreams came alive, where every visit promised a new adventure. The smell of fresh pizza, the laughter echoing from the game area, the clinking of tokens, all these created a symphony that was uniquely Chuck E. Cheese. Yet like the sun setting, after a glorious day, the vibrant saga of Chuck E. Cheese began to fade from its zenith. The fall was steep and sudden, but what led to the decline of this once beloved icon? The first signs of trouble started subtly, almost imperceptible, but as they say, the devil is in the details. Underneath the surface of the animated merriment, Chuck E. Cheese was grappling with a gradual shift in the winds of consumer preference. The time-honored tradition of kids' parties at their favorite mouse's house was quietly being replaced by a new generation of children more enamored with digital screens than ball pits. As technology evolved, so did the entertainment landscape. The rise of at-home entertainment options was a game changer. Video game consoles, streaming platforms, and online multiplayer games started dominating the living rooms across the world, turning them into personal entertainment hubs. The allure of a trip to Chuck E. Cheese, once a thrilling outing, began to pale in comparison to the convenience and variety offered by these new age entertainment options. The company, stuck in the nostalgia of the past, found itself struggling to adapt to this digital revolution. They continued to bank on their tried and tested formula of games, pizza, and an animatronic mouse, but the magic seemed to be fading. The once vibrant arcades echoed with an eerie silence, and the tables that used to be packed to the brim with birthday parties were now often deserted. Meanwhile, the food industry was undergoing its own transformation. Health-conscious consumers began to turn their noses up at the greasy pizzas and sugary sodas that to revamp their menu and introduce healthier options were met with lukewarm responses. The kids wanted their familiar favorites while the parents desired more wholesome choices. Caught in this catch-22, Chuck E. Cheese found itself in a culinary conundrum. Despite attempts to reinvent itself, the ship was sinking. The once bustling arcades and packed tables were now a sight of the past. As we delve deeper into this tale, we'll witness how this iconic brand, once the epitome of childhood joy, was pushed to the brink of extinction. The writing was on the wall. The once vibrant lights of Chuck E. Cheese were dimming. As the 21st century rolled on, the challenges for Chuck E. Cheese kept mounting. The company's once solid business model started to crack under the weight of changing consumer preferences, increased competition, and an economy that was less forgiving to businesses that failed to innovate. The final nail in the coffin came in the form of the global pandemic. COVID-19 wreaked havoc on businesses worldwide, and Chuck E. Cheese was no exception. With lockdowns and social distancing measures in place, the company's revenue streams dried up overnight. The laughter of children and the hum of arcade machines were replaced by an eerie silence that echoed through the empty halls. In the summer of 2020, the company filed for bankruptcy.